Hello, my dear listeners. My name is Kishore Ganesh, and in this episode of the Vocal About Visuals podcast, I'll be reviewing James Gunn's Superman, starring David Corenswet as Superman, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, and a ton of others. Now, the major question to answer before we get to the review of this particular movie is: are you Team Snyder or Team Gunn? Whose vision do you subscribe to? And as you think about that subscription, why not throw a subscription my way, wink wink, and get subscribed to the channel? It doesn't take away from your everyday, but for me, it makes a world of difference. And yes, now, whose vision do you subscribe to? Whom do you get on board with? Let me know in the comments and we can have a discussion about it. For me, it is not even close. I'm clearly Team Gunn. But by that, I mean I'm not blown over by this movie. This is not the best Superman movie of all time, and it is truly not the absolute best you can do with this character. It is in fact distinctly above average. But in addition to that, it is also quote unquote light. The all important adjective that all movies and shows, in my opinion, should carry in this current depressing social and economical climate. I'll be honest with you, I've not watched any of Marvel's movies or TV shows in the longest time. I believe the last item that I watched from Marvel Studios was Loki Season 1. Wow, that is quite something, isn't it? Now, I could be wrong about this fact. However, what I'm trying to say is that I've basically stopped watching anything at all to do with Marvel Studios. Why? Because simply I'm not in a space where I like to be given homework. I don't want multiverses and the commitments that they demand from me. I just want to watch something from top to bottom and be done with it. Not wait for another season or watch 15 more films for an arc to complete or watch all of Disney's cash machines so that I can get a morsel that's hidden away in the post-credit scene. And it's not a time thing at all for me. It's more of a commitment thing. Because fun fact, what I said about Marvel Studios might be true, but I did also end up watching a motion comic of Thor called The God Butcher Saga for 4 hours over 2 days on YouTube. And it was glorious. It made me like Thor more so than anything that Marvel Studios has managed to do. So basically, that is what I wanted from Superman as well. I didn't want commitment or homework. What I wanted was to watch a movie and leave it at that. And I'm very happy to inform that Superman has managed to do that. It is a good tale from Superman's life dealing with the problems that are uniquely Superman. Superman's biggest threat in this movie is not kryptonite, but fickle public opinion, which can be manipulated by a literal army of brainless monkeys, aka the IT cells of the world. You cannot beat the Man of Steel with nukes, but you can beat him with surveillance, social media, and negative PR. And what do you think comes to his aid? It is family, friendship, and the sun. Superman is asking you to touch grass. Well, after you watch the film, that is. And that is the space I am in right now. I want a nice summer movie to be able to be a good sidekick to my evening plans, not try to be the protagonist of my life whenever the studio decides to greenlight a project. And for all these reasons, Superman is a winner for me. And it also doesn't hurt that most of this movie happens in bright daylight. Who knew that about 15 years back, the biggest PR for this film would be that it is going to have max shots in the day or for them to be brightly lit. Life is weird, isn't it? Now, coming to the acting performances, my favorites are Mr. Terrific, Jimmy Olsen, and Eve, in that order. I wasn't too bowled over by Superman and Lois, but they were competent. They did their job. I actually had a soft corner for Pa and Ma Kent as well, who are very cute and adorable in this movie. Lex was good and he didn't jump over to the madness space too much, which was a good move. Overall, performances are solidly above average, just like the overall movie. Definitely make it a point to enjoy this movie this summer because the movie's ideology is very much for you to have fun, not for you to be a captive audience. Once again, my name is Kishore Ganesh. This is the Vocal About Visuals podcast, and thank you, my dear listeners, for your time and for listening. Please do give this podcast a follow on your preferred podcast platforms and on YouTube. Kindly do follow me on the socials as well. All the links for everything that I've mentioned so far are in the description below. Thank you.